glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, B'Kahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the elect. Just come hitting the button. I just got off the plantation, and I'm outside with my dogs. And what better way to spend your night other than prophesying and speaking the word of the Lord into the air? You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, this is just move this place closer and closer to destruction, man. So we're getting closer to that time, man. You can see the tension that's in the air, man. You know what I'm saying? You can feel the tension in the air. You can see the so-called white man is gearing up to come after you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You can see it. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I worked out here in Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin, and there's a place called Fond du Lac. They do got some jakes that live out there, but it's further up north of Milwaukee. And the further you go north of Milwaukee, the more you start to see the real side of the Esau, man. Like, Fond du Lac is an hour out of Milwaukee, so that's not too far away. But you can start to see, that that real Edomite fever. It's kicking. You know what I'm saying? You can almost see it. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? And they pretty much let you know, hey, they speak and all that, but you could tell they on another level. They ain't your average, Edomite that you probably want. All of them got that spirit, but these ones, they wear it on their sleeve, so to speak. But anyway, you could tell, man, with this Carmelo Anthony trial that went down with this young Edomite that got stabbed to death by this Jake. Carmelo is his name, I think, and the other one's something Metcalf something. And his father came online, speaking, emotionally on tape, saying how he feel about Jake, calling this man a watermelon felon, so on and so forth. This is all fueling the flame to the fire. And you best believe he got a lot of sympathizers right now that's, ready to get in play. And so, and a lot of you Jakes, you think going on TikTok, making these memes and funny, laughing and joking and shit like that. You best believe these, who run your internet, man? Who run the social media? It's a so-called white man. And you best believe the ones that's in control that can get your information, they can put your information out there and have your shit, leaked out to some real killers, man. And the reason, mosquitoes. The reason the man of the Lord are not worried about that, because we have a hand over us. We're not on the internet making fun, making laughing themes and joking around and playing. Everything we do, we're doing it we're prophesying, they're edifying, and we're waking up the elect to let them know that, who they are, who their enemy are, who their enemy is, so on and so forth. But a lot of you Jakes using the internet for fun and games, making money, all this and that and the third. And not knowing, you go in there mocking this Edomite, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the hands of the Lord on your side. So when all this hell break loose, this devil get loose, guess what? Like it says, you ain't gonna be walking around, you ain't gonna have that protection of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because a lot of you refuse to take it anyway. You don't believe you're an Israelite. You believe you're some African or some, you this American. You are what they call Foundation America, whatever the fuck that shit you call it. So a lot of you Jakes, and you're gonna get caught off guard. And a lot of you think just because this system, this American system, is gonna protect you. That Trump is getting doing away with all that shit right now. They got the best men in office right now. They do away with all that shit. So when this shit start to hit the fan and shit, start heating up, and you Jakes find yourselves in a pitiful case, man, you're gonna know a prophet was among you, man. We've been telling you these things. We've been telling you that this so-called white man is gonna start to show his horns in these last days, and that you run into the so-called white man for help and running for Egypt or whatever. That case ain't smooth. running for running to Egypt for help. You know, you're gonna find yourself in a pitiful case, man. You know, we warned you. So, and you could tell a lot of you Jakes are gonna get caught off guard. And the reason I say that is you can tell the way Jake move in this society too. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. This devil's showing you every day he hates your fucking guts. And you know, this dude Carmelo Anthony's mother hired an Edomite, you know, to represent her son. You know, just because this man a lawyer, you know, because he said he's a lawyer, you gotta understand this man. Hey, they all work together, man. You know, you probably paid him, and then this fucking they come, you know, and the judge paid him, and some other motherfuckers under the table paid him to get your son, you know, throw that trial. You know what I'm saying? Because word come out, all these dudes are friends. The fucking judge, the father of this kid, and I think one of these lawyers that this dude had, whatever, I'm not for sure, but they all connected. So they all got, you know, you know, feelings for each other. You know, you think he won't take the money from under the table to outmatch your little clumsy pun? Shit. You know, plus, you know, you Jakes, you trust this devil, man. You know, and you know, and he basically, man, he fed your son to the wolves. He fed her son to the wolves, man. If you look into how to, you know, you listen to what people are saying. You know, they saying this dude was, you know, he wasn't, you know, presenting shit that could help, you know, seal the case for this young man. He wasn't even presented. He only had 6 witnesses, with the prosecution had over 20-something witnesses. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? No forensic, none of that. So they basically set this young man up for their parents. You know how your family get a white lawyer, get the best. He probably looked on the motherfucking. Looked at the thing, looking for the best. You should have got a fucking Jake, man. Any kind of fucking lawyer other than a fucking, I would have got a Sand nigga, if that's the fucking case. A gook, man. Shit. You fucking kind of got a motherfucking Edomite, and now your shell is fucked up because they working together to do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, hey, first and foremost, you should have came to your home by Shimmy out shop. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's here or there. You know? So now, you know, you find yourselves in a pitiful case because, you know, you trusting in Egypt, man, setting yourself up. You know, but hey, you know, it's what it is, man. It's what it is. So yeah, man, we getting closer to these things coming to an end. We can't wait. You know, the race war, the tension is kicking up. You could tell over there in the UK, you heard they were having some issues over there with some motherfucking migrants and some doing some stabbing. Or some shit like that, you know, beheading motherfuckers damn near. And then you had some shit that happened in the United States where this motherfucking these Edomites, you know, I believe hung a young girl where they saying it's suicide, but you know who did that shit. They saying it's a suicide. This young girl got up there and hung herself. I think she was 13 or some shit like that, whatever the case is. And then you had some Jake got shot in the back by a group. And they got off free, you know, and some other, you know, a lot of shit that's going down where these Edomites and these other nations are getting off scot-free from putting you Jakes, unaliving you Jakes, man. You know, we've been telling y'all, man, these devils are gonna get he's gonna get busy, and you know, and this is only the beginning. You know, this is only the beginning. So we only can warn you so much. We only can warn you so much. So, you know, we get in there. You know, like I say, a lot of you Jakes are gonna get caught off guard because you're gonna think this system and these people are gonna, you know, they're gonna fool you because you're gonna have some Edomite, you know, they're gonna have that kind of talk like they on your side. Yeah, that's not right. All they're doing is getting information from you, gaining your trust, so they can set your ass up. That's how they get down, man. I'm telling you. That's how they get down. When we telling you, don't trust them, man. You know, just because his words are smoother than butter, that don't mean shit, man. This nigga war is in his heart, man. You know, and you're gonna find out the hard way, Jake. You're gonna find out the hard way, Jake. But you will find out, and it, you know, like it says in the scripture, in Genesis, you know, Jake is the lion's crouched down. Who shall rise? Roughly paraphrasing, who shall rise him up? Because at this moment, man, Jake, you know, pretty soon Jake gonna get up, man. And I hear the brothers in California talking about the 1992 riot, 91 riot. I forget the year, but I remember them riots, man. I watched that shit live on TV. You know, I remember Reginald Denny getting out that truck, getting his ass beat down like a motherfucker. I was like, why the fuck this nigga get on? That was on live TV. They showed that shit, and I couldn't believe he got out the fucking truck. I would never get out that fucking truck, but the nigga got out the fucking truck with all them jakes around that motherfucker throwing bricks and shit. And I said, yeah, he you know, he had it coming. He had it coming. So yeah, man, and they beat the brains out this nigga. This nigga head was lopsided. You know, his head was never the same again. He had a big ass dent in his head. I mean, Jake went wild, man. Every car that went down that street, it was busting, throwing shit in there, throwing all kind of shit. You couldn't drive down that street, man, without a motherfucking bottle or something motherfucker coming through your window, bricks. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. I remember them riots back then, man. I remember that vividly. I was, you know, that's when I was into that, you know, type. I was into doing that wild shit, you know. But, you know, that's back in the day, man. You know, that's nothing to be proud of. But anyway, but yeah, you know, yeah. So yeah, that was yeah, that almost kicked some shit off over here in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a little skirmish over here about that shit, you know, but it you know, it didn't go nowhere, but it was some shit kicking off over here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy, you know. From that Rodney King verdict, man. That was big, man. Jake was rose up all over the place, you know. That was, you know, Jake, all the hoods, niggas, you know, they was ready. You know. Yeah. But anyway, that's, you know, that tension is gonna kick up again, but this time, man, it's gonna come to an all-time, you know, it's gonna blow up. You know. And what the fuck is that? And these people are gonna find out. You Jake's gonna find out, man. A lot of you Jakes got comfortable over here. You got these good jobs, hanging with Esau, sit with them next to, you know, at the fucking desk, take lunches, you know, all that shit. You know, especially black people. You cool with some of these motherfucking so-called white men. You know, giving them the box every now and then. Y'all going out. He's paying for everything. He's treating you, thinking, you know, all this and that and the third. You know, all he's doing is getting his freak off on your ass. You know, that's it. I remember, man, back in the day, man, this one white dude, man, came in the hood, you know, throw this one sister on the top of her hood and just start eating her out right on fucking busy street and shit, man. No bullets. It was an Edomite. I'll never forget that shit. And this when I was younger, man. I was in my, you know, I was probably 17, 18 years old. You know, we were some wild niggas then, boy. Boy, Mimi, you know, he was young. We just started throwing bricks at this nigga, man, while he was in that box. You know, we thought that was disrespectful, man. Don't be doing it coming in our neighborhood, you know, bending our fucking sisters over, you know, eating the box, right? We just started throwing bricks at this nigga, and his sister jumped, hey, and she looked. You know, that motherfucker Pepperwood got in this motherfucking truck and head off quick in the motherfucker, man. I mean, we was chucking bricks at this nigga, man. I'm talking about the motherfucking those square bricks, you know, the motherfucker, you know. We were chucking them motherfuckers, man. I mean, they was making some noise. I don't know if we hit them or not, but we was aiming. You know, we was. Yep. I mean, it was a point in time, man, in some parts of our neighborhood, Edomite couldn't even walk in that motherfucker, man. That's how crazy it was, man. That's how we were. We went to Edomite couldn't walk down our neighborhood, especially if he had a sister on his hand. That was a no-no. Shit. You know, but like I say, things change. Jake ain't like that no more, man. But anyway, and the sister wouldn't dare bring her, the so-called white man home with her like that's her man back in them days. She had to keep that shit on the hush. She'd have to go in his motherfucking neighborhood. She'll never bring a nigga like that over there. You know, she'll get teased to death. But that's it back in the day, man. Things have changed, you know. Yeah, I had all type of women. Edomites, you know, Moabites, you know, but that, you know, that's you know, that's, I'm rambling right now, but anyway. But yeah, that tension is kicking up. You can feel that tension in the air, man. We're getting closer to this thing kicking off. And like it says in 2nd Ezra 15:15, it says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. So one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. You know what I'm saying? That's coming, man. That's coming. Best believe you me, that's coming. So, you know, a lot of you Jakes gonna get antsy when you start to see, you know, these Edomites killing innocent kids and women and shit like that, the weak and you know, that, and you're gonna feel, you know, some type of way and go out there and do something. But I'm telling you here, you know, if you know, we're not fucking going out there with men that's in the know. We know what's up. We know that's not our fight, and we know damn well we're not getting involved with no carnal shit in this world. You know, our warfare is spiritual, man. We don't have a carnal mindset to go out there and fight in this man's war, or fight in this society. There's nothing for us to fight for. Everything that's getting ready to come upon this place is prophesied to come. And all we're going to do is sit back and let all this thing take place, man. We don't have any part to try to stop with the Lord, Yahweh Shaddai, coming down to this place, man. We don't want to stop that. We want that to happen. So we're not going to get in the way of the Lord coming down with the great wrath until Babylon the Great, man. We're not going to get in the way of that. We welcoming that. We praying for that. You know what I'm saying? We can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? We're not out here, you know, to get out here and to try to, you know, go head over Esau. A call of mine is enmity, if I said that right, with the Most High. Because you know why? Because this is the Most High's program. He got this coming down the pipeline, man. The Lord has got this coming. And all we're going to do is sit back and pray to the Lord, have mercy on us, to guide us through these terrible times that's coming. Because it's going to get real fucking rocky out here, man. And we telling you folks, man, this shit is coming. And you don't believe us? You fucking wait and see when all this shit, the lights cut out. The food shortages start to come. You hear them fucking babies and shit crying and shit from starvation. You start to see the nigga that's going out there to get your food don't never come back again. Yeah, you're going to find out that day. When you hear motherfuckers screaming, you hear them motherfucking guns going off them semi-automatic side. And getting a little excited. When that shit start taking off. And then I want to hear that, you know, you can woman, you don't need a man, you can do it all by yourself. Okay, you so-called women, you so-called black women, you don't need a man. We'll see in that fucking day. The Lord says 7 women should take hold of 1 man. That means so fucking women, you're going to need a man in the days, because a man is going to be like precious gold, man. Like the gold of Ophir, so roughly, I don't know if I said that, you know, that's that fine gold. A man would be like a hiding place against the tempest, man, against the wind, against the troubles, man. Not any kind of fucking man either. It's got to be a man of the Lord. Can't be no any old motherfucking man. Tyrone ain't gonna be able to stand the goddamn trouble that's getting ready to come down the pipe. He won't even understand it. He won't even grasp it. You understand what I'm saying? Tyrone won't have a goddamn clue. Ray Ray gonna be crying like a little bitch. Pookie gonna be dead, the motherfucker. Because we telling you this shit is coming down the pipe, and it ain't gonna be no slacking. The Lord said, he said, kill old, maid, young and old, roughly paraphrasing Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no pity coming. Ezekiel 21, it said, the Lord said, the sword is sharpened. It said that it will give a sore slaughter. So this is coming down the pipe, man. You guys think this is a joke? You think everything is funny? Everything is a joke. You're talking shit about the men of the Lord? Well, the Lord is going to close the doors of mercy. And then when I want to hear that noise, you got to say again. Talking all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see in that fucking day. Because we've been warning you people that the Lord is coming with great wrath. And whoever is not under his side. Because you can't be in the middle. You're going to be on his side, or you're going to be on the left side. The right or the left. The left represent the so wicked, so-called white man. The right represent the righteous, the other side of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Now you're going to have to take the whatever side you choose. You better stand 10 fucking toes deep in that motherfucker. Because it ain't going to be no middle ground. Whatever you choose, you better stand 10 fucking toes deep. You understand? Because it ain't going to be no coming back. And that day, you're going to have to choose. Once you choose that side, that's it. You understand? And the righteous is going to choose the right side, and the wicked, the left is going to choose whatever side that's going to fit that's going to be the left. It's like, so yeah, we are here, and we want that thing to fall like a hammer on a fucking nail. You understand? And do trust you and believe you and me. And men of the Lord will have the hands of the Lord over us to guide us through this shit, man. Lord, we're going to go through troubles. We're going to have our fucking doubts. We're going to have our fears. But the thing about it, we're going to have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah to pray to. We're going to have that name to lean on. We're going to have that name to lean on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you ain't going to know that name. A lot of you don't believe in that name. A lot of you don't understand what that name means. So you ain't going to call on it. You're going to call on that goddamn Caesar Bones. Yeah. The earth pig. And see how far that gets you. You understand? We're telling you, man. Calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to be the salvation of your fucking of yourself in this day. And you better pray like fucking hell that you find your way to this truth while the doors of mercy is open. Because when the doors of mercy is closed, this knowledge is going to be taken off the street. It says it's going to be a famine, but not of the bread, or water, but a famine of the word. You know what I'm saying? So get ready. Get ready. Because when that word is done, all bets are fucking off. When the prophets are off the street, all bets are off. And you're going to find out that fucking day. You will. And you're going to pray that the Lord, you're going to wish you're going to find a man of the Lord that day. You'll pray to see a man of the Lord on the corners, but it's going to be too fucking late. They're going to shut this goddamn internet down. They're going to take the men of the Lord. All them videos are going to be taken down. Them channels are going to be shut down, all the channels. And the one channels you do see is going to be the ones that's going to lead you into to the hands of the slayer, the one that you try to get away from. That's where it's going to lead you to. But the man of the Lord is going to have, he's going to be in the hiding place of the Lord's farms. Proverbs 91. The Lord is, you know, it says, how to go, under his wings we're going to rest. We're going to abide in the shadow of the Lord. So yeah, we can't wait till that day comes. So we're going to get ready, we're going to pray, because we know that wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. Roughly paraphrasing those scriptures too, man. But yeah, we're here. We ready. We can't wait. All hell is getting ready to break loose. And a lot of you people are going to catch it, man. You are going to catch it. Word is bond. You will. You will. We warn you, man. But the elect will find their way to this truth and be saved. So with that, I'm going to get ready to close out. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone salutations and blessings to the elect. Shalom.